Hi friends, it's Drea. I just wanted to make a short update video, kind of let you guys know what's going on, and give you some prayer requests for some exciting things coming up in the future. I tried to do a live video on Facebook, but the Wi-Fi I think isn't strong enough here. And it's been raining every day, so it's been taking the Wi-Fi off for a little bit. But the rain is good because it's so hot here, so I'm thankful for the rain, and I'd rather just do this video and upload it later when it gets fixed. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make this short. First, I just wanted to say Happy Memorial Day to everyone. I hope that you're able to spend lots of time with your family and enjoy your off day if you're off from work. And I know it's been a really cool day of just reflecting on how thankful I am for my freedom and all the people that have served and who have sacrificed their life, all the families of loved ones that have been killed in action. And so I'm just really thankful for everyone that has served or is serving or knows someone that has served in your family. Just thank you so much for that. It's been a cool day of reflecting on that, especially since I live overseas. I just feel it even deeper now. The ability, the freedom that I have to live in a different country and to feel safe as an American and to have the visa privileges that I do. So I'm really, really grateful for today and just everything that this holiday represents. One thing that we did as a team was we wanted to kind of celebrate it similar to how we would celebrate it in America. So we went around, we asked the Lord if we could find a pool, which is kind of uncommon. Like in India, there just aren't very many places that you can go swimming. And when you find them, they're usually kind of sketchy. So we were asking the Lord for a cool place to just be able to swim and hang out, and ended up at this hotel. It was a really nice hotel, and usually they don't let you just swim for the day here, but at this hotel they let us buy a day pass for like $10, which was so great. Um, and we hung out and we ate food and just had some good team bonding and celebrated Memorial Day together. It was awesome. But it was weird because I was sitting in this pool and in the locker room, like there was a jacuzzi, and it was just so cool. I think like a word in America now that's used all the time is bougie. I guess that would be a good way to describe it. That's what the World Racers tell us is a new word, so that's how I pick up my new lingo now. But yeah, it was a really bougie place, and it was so cool, and I was just really enjoying it and thanking the Lord, like, thank you, that you provide this for us, and we're having so much fun. And then, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, but tomorrow I'm going to the villages, and tomorrow I'm going to be sleeping on a concrete floor, and tomorrow, only going to have rice, and just like the contrast of that, just in this really nice four-star hotel in a jacuzzi one day, and the next day being in the villages and on the concrete floor, and how happy I am in both situations. And I was just like, how does that work, Lord? Like, it's just so unique. And he was pointing me to Philippians 4. So I wanted to just read that real quick before I updated you guys on everything, to just give you, I guess, a glimpse of what God's been talking to me about today. So he kind of just pointed me to where Paul in chapter 4, verses starting with 10, I rejoice greatly in the Lord that as at last you renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I am not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. So I thought that was cool because where the Lord directed me to read was exactly where Paul was explaining exactly how I was feeling today, and being content with little and being content with much. And so I have a couple of examples, I guess, if you haven't had the opportunity to live in the villages of third world country, the joy and the just gratefulness that people express in the villages despite their lack of monetary or materialistic things is just unspeakable. They're the most joyful people, and I have a couple pictures to show. I can't upload these on Facebook usually because, just for the safety of the people, but I can show them on a video because they're not clear enough. But so these are the pastors that I work with, and they're just absolutely amazing. I call them my brothers, and you probably have heard me talk about them a lot. But they're so great, and they are so joyous. They don't make any money. They just live off of what the Lord gives them through their congregations, and their congregations are made of these backward caste people, which if you don't know much about the caste system in India, they're not even in the caste system. They're at the bottom of the bottom, and they don't make any money. So the pastors of these people definitely don't make a lot of money, but God always provides for them, and they're so joyful, and they're so grateful for everything, and they always encourage me to be honest and be vulnerable and to be truthful and to be just real with the Lord and also with my brothers and sisters in Christ. And so they've taught me so much, and I'm so grateful for them. Taught me so much about joy. This is Elle. She's one of the girls that I meet up with when I'm in the villages. She's just such a sweet girl. She's 15, and she wants to be a doctor one day, but she also has this incredible gift for worship leading. And every time I go out into the village, she gets so excited that I'm there, and she takes me aside and gets me to write down every worship song that I can think of in English so that she can take it home and memorize them. And she has no idea what the chords are or how the song goes, but she just loves to look at the lyrics and meditate on the words and sing them back to God. So she's just a great girl, and she and her family are very poor. She is done with school now, so they're in the process of kind of figuring out what's next for her. But I think that the Lord just has so many good and big plans for her life, and I'm so thankful that I get to know her and her joyous self. This is a group of boys that I sometimes stay with out in the villages. They are a part of the Covenant Children's Homes through this organization that I work with. And basically, so some of them have parents and some of them don't, but basically they are taken in by a pastor and his wife and provided for, they're fed, and they are like tutored after school and just really cared for. They're such incredible boys. Obviously they don't have much either, maybe a couple outfits. Their shoes are all worn, and they're gosh, yeah, they I don't even remember ever seeing a toy at their house, but they have backpacks and they have notebooks, and they love getting to study and practice their Telugu with me. They think it's hilarious, my accent in Telugu, so they like to practice with me. But again, they're the most joyful people, and so this is just a few examples. The last thing I wanted to show is just this picture. A world racer that came through took this in January, and it's so beautiful. I am so thankful that he was able to capture this because it's representative of so much of my time in the villages. Usually when we have a church service out in like the villages really far away, it's only illuminated by a single light bulb because there's just not any electricity, or maybe there's enough electricity for like 30 minutes if they hook it up to a car battery, if they hook up the microphone to a car battery, but usually there's not a lot of electricity. So this light bulb will illuminate an entire service, and we'll just sit up there, stand up there, and read from Scripture and encourage these people that have come, these people that are very often like just discouraged, stuck in routine of being agricultural workers or doing the same things, and and praying to millions of gods. It's so hard for them to keep up with the gods that they're praying for in their Hindu culture, but we get to go up there and just remind them of this God that they usually have heard of in Jesus, and just remind them that he's not only a healer. There's so many healings that happen in the village. They know him as a healer because they see it every day that he heals, but he's also a loving father and a best friend. And so I just loved getting to be reminded of that today, that our joy is something that is so eternal and everlasting, and that it doesn't have to do with your circumstances, and you can be in a really bougie hotel one day and you can be in the village the next day, in completely different circumstances, but still your joy is the same because it's constant, just as the Lord is constant and never changing. So yeah, I just want to encourage you with that today. This is getting long, so I'm going to go to the updates. A couple updates, or a couple things coming up. Tomorrow, Maria and I are headed to the villages to film, hopefully, a video to build a bore well. So I think most of you are aware of this, but I graduated North Carolina State University in 2014 with a degree in environmental science and a focus on water quality and translocation. So I have a huge heart for clean water and bringing clean water to the unreached. And being here in India, I've focused more on the spiritual water side of church planting and bringing the gospel to the unreached. But at the same time, I've seen so many times, just over and over, the effects that dirty water has on the children here and the families here. And so the Lord gave me a heart to starting a project this summer and just trying to build a bore well by one of the church plants to kind of invite people in at a church plant that we've already started in a place and is fruitful, but also to just draw more people in, because a lot of these villages don't have access to clean water, and these women especially are walking miles to get clean water, or if they're not able to, then they're having to give their children and their families dirty water, which usually really poorly, it affects their eyesight really badly, and also their bone structure, and you can just see the effects really visibly. So we're going to be shooting a video tomorrow to kind of raise support for that, and also attending a wedding of one of the pastors, so we're super pumped. The pastors that we work with, these guys, these amazing, incredible men, we're hoping to raise monthly support for them, so they don't get paid any money, like I said earlier, but we want them to continue to build churches, and so it's not really fair of us to send them out and say, no, like, just go out and build this other church way out when they don't have transportation costs to be able to get to those far out places. And they have a heart that wants to get there. They so want to get there. I've had interviews with almost every single one of these men, and I know that they want to get out there. They just also have to provide for their families, and they're struggling with the same things that you struggle with and I struggle with our families in America, and those thoughts, and so they're trusting the Lord, but we also want to come alongside them and just realizing that the Lord has called us to be a part of that vision and come alongside them and raise support to help them with these transportation costs. So about $30 a month helps them with the transportation costs. And that's what we've been working on the last few months, is raising that support for them. We've got a good amount, actually about 50% of the pastors are funded with that $30 a month to help with their transportation. But if you could just be praying for that, that would be amazing. I'd love to see those pastors funded before I leave here in December, or even sooner, if possible, because we really want to continue to just allow for the Spirit to reach the most unreached places. And there's 300 unreached people groups just in this area alone that we work in a couple hours east of Hyderabad, where we live. So I'd love for that also to be in your prayers. And then the last thing is that I'm actually leading a trip up in Manipur, which is northeast India, in about a week and a half. I'm going to leave and meet up with 6 university girls from America up there, and we're going to work for Bibles for the World, which is an organization that works. They have so many incredible things going on. I've never been there, I've never worked with them, but I'm excited to lead this trip, and I'll be gone for 3 weeks, June 7th through the 28th. So if you could just be praying for that. I've never led a particular passport trip before, so I'm really pumped about meeting them and getting to lead these girls and pour into them, and yeah, just study the Word together and be God's Jesus' hands and feet in Northeast India. But please keep us in your prayers. I'll try to make some updates too when possible. And then right after that, I'll come back and we'll host 4 World Race Squads back to back, pretty much, until my departure in December. So those are my prayer requests, and I'm super thankful for you guys. I hope that you've had an incredible, incredible day. Know that I love you so much, and I do pray for you guys every Friday. So please, if you have any specific prayer requests or you just need someone to talk to, feel free to reach out to me through my email, which is drearuddock@adventures.org. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Bye.